Sanders is the only presidential candidate going directly after Trump. The Democratic presidential candidate, speaking before an audience of a few thousand supporters gathered in a conference center here, called Trump This blunt criticism of the man he hopes to unseat has become a staple of Sanders' message in the opening weeks of his 2020 campaign. The Vermont senator, it's made Sanders a unique figure in the crowded race for the Democratic presidential nomination. Other candidates as he did in 2016, Sanders' stump speech still emphasizes big problems he says are plaguing the country, such as income inequality and a corrupt political system. But the inclusion of Trump-centric attacks reflects how his campaign starts this primary in a different place than that of many of his rivals, most of whom must still spend the next few months introducing themselves to voters. Aside from his stump speech, the Sanders campaign is also actively pitching the senator as the strongest candidate to defeat Trump. To back it up, the Sanders campaign points to recent public polls that show Sanders beating Trump in a hypothetical head-to-head matchup, as well as his performance in the 2016 primary with important voting blocs. Ben Tolchin, Certainly, many Democrats are skeptical that the 77-year-old would be even a top-tier general election candidate, and worry that he would squander the party's chance to take down an incumbent whose approval rating sits in the low 40s. Still, Sanders' rivals have not gone to nearly the same lengths to attack Trump or lay out their path to victory against him. The latest candidate, Senior Kamala Harris, but asked for her plan to defeat Trump during a recent campaign stop in North Charleston, SC, Harris offered a more general response, saying she planned to start by traveling the country. And at her campaign's official launch last month in Lawrence, Massachusetts, Senior Elizabeth Warren because Sanders' advisors say their candidate's message is still mostly about pocketbook issues, and, indeed, last week in New Hampshire most of his stump speech covered income inequality and reducing the influence of money in politics. But they say the campaign is intent on using Trump himself as a part of that message, as an example of a system that's faltering for reasons that go beyond one election. Rorty reported from Concord, NH, and Wallner from Washington. Katie Glueck
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park, pot.